Hi everyone, it's Marian, and for today's video, we are repotting and propagating plants. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I was actually doing this for a sponsored Amazon video, so I thought of sharing it here on YouTube as well, so why not? I am going to be repotting my Brandtianum. As you can see, it's already in need of a pull, so I'm going to give it a moss pull using the Jolon Sphagnum moss and also with the Jolon Horticultural Lava Mix Pebbles. So I'm excited to use them, especially for my Brandtianum, and I can't wait for it to grow on a moss bowl. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to give it a D-shaped moss bowl. And this is the moss bowl I'm using. This one is non-sponsored. I bought myself. This is what I've been using for my other plants, and I really love it. I'll have all these products linked down in the description. They're also available in my Amazon store if you want to go ahead and check it out. And since it's Valentine's Day, I'm also going to be making propagations of my Hoya Kerrii. I did a whole Hoya Kerrii propagation video, so if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It's a more in-depth video on how to propagate Hoya Kerrii. But in here, I'm just gonna propagate like the top part, because you can see it's floppy. I did have a moss bowl for it, but because the terracotta pot is shallow, it couldn't really support it. So I'm just going to propagate this for now and maybe sell the cuttings. So if you're in the DMV area by the time you see this video, I hope to post it before Valentine's Day. I already have it up on sale in one of the DMV Facebook groups. If you haven't seen it yet, I would link that Facebook group in the description as well. But yeah, so if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Marian. Welcome to My Oasis Life, where I take you along my houseplant and sustainable lifestyle journey and share with you some of my tips and tricks along the way. I also share some personal and travel vlogs here and there. I'm currently doing my moving vlog series, so if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. And if that type of content interests you, make sure to subscribe to my channel before the end of this video, and make sure to like and comment down below. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I have the sphagnum moss currently soaking in hot water. I do that just to make sure that it is properly sanitized and there's like no bugs or anything. You don't have to do it. It's just a personal preference. So whilst that's soaking, I'm going to be preparing the plant for repotting and also the D-shaped moss bowl. So let me put this aside first. So this is the D-shaped moss bowl that I am using. So I'm not going to enclose it yet. I will enclose it as I put the moss. You've seen me done this before in a previous video. It just makes it a lot easier if I do it that way. So I'm just going to put this aside for now, and I'm going to prep this for repotting, which essentially is just taking out the current substrate it's in. So I'm just going to put it in here. This is from the dollar store if you're interested. And I'm going to be putting it in the same pot, so I'm just going to be cleaning this. I'm not moving the mosses currently in just because I don't want to disturb the root system, so I'm just going to let it be like that. I'm going to be removing the stick though that has been acting as its pole, so that I could put it and replace it with a D-shaped moss bowl. Okay, so that is pretty much that, and I'm going to be washing this and I'll be right back. Here I have some of the moss that I've soaked. Honestly, it came out to a lot, and this is barely like a fourth of it. So what I'm going to do is fill this pull up with the sphagnum moss. Here you can look at the moss. It's so fluffy, and I just put it in here. I try not to overfill it or overpack it because I still want space for the roots to grow. So I'm fluffing the moss as I add it. There you go. It's getting a little bit foggy in it because this moss is wet and I use hot water. So, okay, and then I am just gonna close it up. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly close this up. Just make sure it locks, like you hear that sound that it locks, so that it would properly. Alright, and there you go. Here is the moss bowl. And one thing that I do differently from other plant people is I secure the plant on the moss bowl first, before I actually pot it up. Just for me, it makes it easier for me to pot it up. So that's why I do it that way. It just makes it so much easier and it doesn't hurt the plant. Put one more on the top. Just make sure it's in the middle. And then now we're going to put it in the pot so that it would stand. So what I would normally do, because this has like huge drainage holes, I would line it up with a little bit of moss, just like that, and this would still provide proper drainage for it. What philodendron plants is they have very fine root system, so you want to make sure it has proper drainage, and this would provide it with proper drainage. I'm going to take maybe about this much and just pour it at the bottom. There you go. And then now we're going to put this in here. There you go. And then I'm going to put a little bit more moss on top. There you go, just like to secure it. And there you have it. So this is my Philodendron Brandtianum in a moss bowl using the Jalan Premium Natural Sphagnum Moss and also their horticultural mix down here to provide good drainage for this Philodendron Brandtianum. And I'm just going to put it in its cash bowl, and there you go. And as mentioned earlier, the Jalan horticultural or potting mix also makes great top dressing. So I'm going to give my Hoya Kerrii a top dressing, as well as my Pink Princess Philodendron. So I'm just putting this on. This will also help stabilize the plant. So there you go. And help prevent fungus gnats, as mentioned earlier. Especially fungus gnat season is about to come. There you go. Doesn't it look a lot prettier with the top dressing? And so it's not only functional, it's beautiful as well. And with this one, with my Hoya Kerrii, great plant to have, especially around Valentine's Day. It look great with the top dressing, and we're going to be watering this so you can see how the rock looks when it's wet. So you can see the color of the horticultural mix of the lava rocks. As you can see, it doesn't have any erosion, and then the plant is stabilized. It doesn't like fall over. So this is great about having that potting mix. And then you just like let it drain. You see how quickly that drained. There you go. And then with this one, let's do the same. Look at how the color changes. It just becomes more vibrant when it's wet. And again, it helps support the plant to keep it in place as the water drains. But you can see how pretty the lava rocks look when it's wet. That is exciting. I really like it. Honestly, this reminds me of lechuza ponds. So I think you could use this the same way you use lechuza ponds. But I love it as top dressing. This is my Hoya Crimson Queen. And honestly, it keeps toppling over. And I think it also needs the same support as I gave my Philodendron Pink Princess and the Hoya Kerrii. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of moss on top because some of the roots are exposed and they probably need a place to grow into. So I'm going to put some moss on top. You can see that. Do it this way. So yeah, just making sure there is moss on top. So I think the moss is enough. I don't need to put the top dressing on it. This is a hanging plant anyway, so I'm not going to see the top dressing. So I prefer to like to see the lava rocks on the plant that I could see the top of. So yeah. Okay. So that is my Hoya Crimson Queen. So this is how tall it is. I don't know if I could put it in frame, but I'm basically cutting all the way here at the bottom, just because that's kind of like the height that I wanted to maintain. And oh, it's a bit tough. There you go. So these are the Hoya Kerrii eyes that I'm propagating, but let's put that aside for now. And I'm gonna add top dressing at the bottom here. So right, and just like pour it on top. There you go. I have noticed like fungus gnat seasons is about to start because I already put out a couple of sticky tapes because I don't know if they're fungus gnats or mosquitoes, but either way, I was like, you know what, it's time to bring out the sticky strap. So hopefully by putting this top dressing, it will help with the fungus gnat situation as well, or at least help prevent it. So this is me mainly taking a preemptive measure before the actual fungus gnat infestation starts. I'm hoping it wouldn't, but you'll never know. There you go. Here's my Hoya Kerrii cut up, and then we're gonna make the propagations. So in the original Hoya Kerrii propagation video that I did, I propagated them in sphagnum moss, soil, and pumice, I think, or perlite. But with this one, I'm just going to use moss, and because I don't have my potting stuff here, I'm going to improvise and use water bottles. Upcycling them, yeah, I had to use like water bottles. I had to buy a case of water bottles when I first moved because I didn't know my watering situation here, but now that I figured out, I'm using a filtered pitcher, so I don't have to keep buying water bottles, but I had to initially. So I know it's not the most sustainable, but I was in need. So what I'm going to do is just cut this up to make a pot. So maybe like just over here. There you go, about that size. First, I'm going to fill the bottom up with the lava rock. So that will act as drainage. And again, you could just make a hole if you want to. You don't have to. So you don't have to do all of this. But either way, I think I would have done it anyway because I like my propagations, or like most of the stuff that I pot up, to have proper drainage. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings. So I probably need another water bottle. So I'm just gonna, so that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one is kind of like tall, so I'm just gonna like cut it a little bit. There you go. Just make sure the moss that you're using is fluffed out and not overly saturated, so it doesn't like rot the stem. So you just, okay, I don't know if you can see because it's like fucking blocking it. So that's pretty much it. That is 1. And then I'm gonna do some more. Get some moss. Squeeze it out. Wrap it around the Hoya Kerrii, and then put it in. So just cut, put it at the bottom, wrap moss around it, and stick it in the plastic cup. And there you go. So that's how I gave my Philodendron Brandtianum a moss bowl and propagated my Hoya Kerrii. In my last Hoya Kerrii video, people were asking for updates on how the Hoya Kerrii propagations did. I provided updates in that video, but for some reason people still keep asking. So the updates to that video is linked in the description, and I think also in the pinned comment. For this one, I don't know if I'm going to be able to provide you a update because I'm selling all of these cuttings. So by the time you're watching this video, it's going to be up by Sunday. Hopefully I would have probably posted this Hoya Kerrii cuttings in the Facebook group that I'm in, the DMV plant buy and sell or buy and trade group. So if you're a member of that group, you've probably seen this for sale already. I might also post it on my Instagram when I put up the reel for this one. So if you're in the DMV area, I am selling this or have already sold this. So that is probably why I'm not going to be able to provide an update for this Hoya Kerrii propagations. But honestly, this is my true and tried method when it comes to propagating anything, not just Hoya Kerrii. So you can trust the process if you want to try it out for yourself. And maybe one of the buyers of my plants can give an update down the road, because they do give me updates. Like some people that I've sold plants to, I have like repeat customers, if you will, and they share updates of the plants that I've sold to them, and so far they're doing great. And all the products that I've used in this video is linked down in the description. And if you also want to check out the sponsored Amazon video, it's in my storefront, so go check it out. The link is down in the description as well. So far, a successful first plant tour vlog in my new place. And if you haven't heard, I moved to a new place. I started out a moving vlog series. The first one, I shared an empty apartment tour, and I told you my current apartment doesn't have a built-in kitchen. But as you can see from the background of this video, I kind of like sort of figured out how to go around that issue, and I think the kitchen vlog is up next. So if you're not subscribed, do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss that upcoming video. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, do subscribe. I come up with videos every week, and if you haven't yet, check out these videos up here until my next one. But until then, I see you, I appreciate you, take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful day. Bye!